Good morning world, magandang umaga sa lahat and maayong buntag kanatong tanan. Welcome to the Sidlikang Negros Village, the very venue for the launching of the Renewable Energy Ordinance in the province of Negros Oriental. We would like to acknowledge and of course recognize our participants and our attendees joining us on site and our friends via Zoom. Thank you so much for joining us today and welcome again to this momentous and remarkable event today. At this point, may I request everyone to please stand for the opening prayer to be led to us by Mr. Oliver Limensi, Administrative Officer 2 of the Provincial Tourism Unit, and this will be followed by the Philippine National Anthem and the Negros Oriental Hymn.
Let us put ourselves in the presence of the Lord, in the name of the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. Amen. Father God, the source of all energy and life, we thank you for this significant event today, as we are reminded to be responsible stewards of the environment. May the launching of this Renewable Energy Ordinance remind our people not to destroy the environment, but to protect it. We thank you for the Father of the province, the Governor, for initiating this move, and the Sangguniang Panlalawigan and its partners to make Negros Oriental a pro-environment and pro-God province. We thank you for this day and the gift of life. All this we honor you. In Jesus' name we pray. In the name of the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit.
Sa dagat at bundok, sa simoy at sa langit,
Maayong buntag kanatong tanan. Welcome once again to this launching of the Renewable Energy Ordinance of the Provincial Government of Negros Oriental. Ladies and gentlemen, we would like, of course, to extend our sincerest thanks and appreciation to everyone, our partners and stakeholders, and of course, our leaders in the provincial government for making this project and this initiative possible. At this point, I'd like to request everyone to please focus your attention to our house rules so that we will be guided with our activity today. And this will be provided us by our team. First, we have Zoom attendees to turn off their microphones but may turn on their video so that we can see you, and other participants may also see you via Zoom. Attendees at the video to please refrain from walking in front of the video cam so that our participants on Zoom who will not be disturbed. Maintain social distancing and comply with our health and standards, health protocols, of course, for COVID-19. And we would, of course, appreciate everyone to please be with us as we work on this activity and we journey for the remarkable project of the provincial government of Negros Oriental. Well, dear fellow Negrenses, we have come a long way in sending a strong message, not only to the rest of the country, but to the entire world of our strong commitment in preserving our green province, the province of Negros Oriental. We can recall that Negros Oriental has officially banned the construction of coal-fired power plants in the province when Governor Roel Ragay-Digamo signed and released an executive order way back in March 28, 2018, an executive order number 9, declaring the province of Negros Oriental as environment-friendly and energy province, clean energy province. The province of Negros Oriental also likewise is the first in the Philippines, in the country, to have a Renewable Energy Day celebration. We celebrate every 5th of March of the year our RE Day, when Governor Digamo also released an executive order number 22 in December 18, 2018, and declaring the province of Negros Oriental every 5th as Renewable Energy Day, March 5th of the month. Today marks another milestone for us to be a green province of Negros Oriental with launching of the country's first clean renewable energy ordinance. So at this point, I'd like to acknowledge and recognize our very important personalities, our participants for this launching. Let's start off, of course, the Governor of the province of Negros Oriental. Let's give our hand to Governor Roel Ragay-Digamo. To the Regional Governor of the Philippine Chamber of Commerce in Region 7, and of course, the immediate past President of the Negros Oriental Chamber of Commerce and Industry, Mr. Edward Du. To the current and incumbent President of the Negros Oriental Chamber of Commerce and Industry, Mr. Francisco Francel Martinez. And of course, to the chairperson of the Committee on Environment and Energy and the author of the RE Ordinance, we have Board Member Jose Baldado. And I can see here in the hall, the President of St. Paul University, Dumaguete, Sister Jocelyn Lasala, SPC. We have Engineer Marlon Tanilon of Foundation University, representing the Chancellor and the President. We have also Mr. Saldi Elmedo of Negros Oriental State University. Thank you so much for coming. Our friends from another RE power source in the province of Negros Oriental. We have Engineer Virgin Yala, the plant manager of the Monte Solar Energy in Baay City, with Sir John Vergara, the admin officer of the Monte Solar Energy. Joining us also today is from the Negros Oriental Chamber of Commerce. We have Sir Engineer Fred Magaliano. And our team from the Philippine Information Agency. We have our Infocin manager in the province, Ms. Jennifer Catantilos. And of course, the number one supporter of the RE source and provider in the province, in Negros Oriental, now the biggest RE source. We have Energy Development Corporation. We have here Ms. Noreen Herona Bautista. the CSR head for Negros. We have Julius Teves also joining us. And the entire team of the Provincial Tourism Unit, we have back on track the Provincial Tourism Officer, Ms. Myla May Bromo Abiliana. We have Ms. Maritoni Mascardo, Ms. Aline Balsamo, and of course, Ms. April Joy Lamis, and the rest of our guests. And joining us also online is the General Manager of the Negros Oriental Electric Cooperative 1. We have Dr. Jubilio Acabal. We have also the OIC Regional Director of the Department of Energy, Visayas. We have Director Mark Gamalo joining us. The head of the CSRPR, the Corporate Social Responsibility and the Public Relation of Energy Development Corporation, Antonio Arlan Barcena, straight from Metro Manila. Representing Silliman University and the President, Dr. Betty Macan, we have the Vice President for Development, Professor Jane Annette Villarmino. We have also via Zoom the Chief of the Philippine News Agency, Ms. Jody Flores Partlo. We have also representatives from the different RE sectors, from different RE providers. We have from the Monte Solar Corporation, we have Energy Development Corporation, we have students, educators joining us on this very event that is making Negros Oriental a green province. Daghang salamat for joining us and for making this memorable event a possible one for all of us in the province of Negros Oriental. We'll be recognizing later on the rest of our attendees as we go along with our program. In 2018, we pushed for this renewable energy source. Governor Digamo issued 2 executive orders. He went also to Baguio City to speak, the only public official to speak in an RE convention in Baguio City. We went there with Noreen and the rest of the team. And we have one major collaborator that is really pushing and helping the province, and that is the Negros Oriental Chamber of Commerce, and is all the way 24/7 supporting the provincial government. At this time, the proponent of the RE ordinance is the Negros Oriental Chamber of Commerce, and of course, supported by the Philippine Chamber of Commerce. Joining us, giving us the welcome address is no less than the Regional Governor of the Philippine Chamber of Commerce, Mr. Edward Du CPA, for his welcome address.
Daghang salamat, Agaw, Rafi Du Hailungsod. By the way, dili nako regional governor, nako, expired. My term expired last December 31. So please make the necessary corrections kay I might be sued for usurpation of authority. Governor Digamo, akong partner in crime sa pre-Wi-Fi, Gov. Ang akong ikaduhang agaw dere, the principal author of the country's first RE ordinance, Board Member Baldado. Of course, ang atong regional director of the Department of Energy, Region 7, sa Zoom, Mr. Mark Gamalio. Ang atong PIA InfoSend Manager and Noxy Media Partner, Ma'am Jenny Tilos. Of course, my boss, the president of the most outstanding chamber in Asia Pacific, Noxy President Francel Martinez. The real power behind this ordinance, Engineer Fred Magaliano, representing Bishop Lito Cortez. He represents 5. So 5 in 1 siya. Very efficient. COVID-free good. Of course, ang akong ikatulong agaw, Bishop Gerardo Alminasa from the Diocese of San Carlos, and at the same time, the convener of RE Power Negros. Bishop, are you there? Go. President of my alma mater, also in Zoom, President Betty Macan. This is very important to me because without him, I will not be here today. My big boss and idol sa Energy Development Corporation, President Ricky Tantoco, is he in the Zoom? Our very dynamic and supportive NOXI members, of course, Noreco 2, GM Pinky Tagle, of course, the secret weapon of NOXI and PCCI, ang atong mga EDC Powerpuff Girls, led by Noreen Bautista, and I think I saw Tin in the Zoom. Members of the media, Trimedia, Philippine Information Agency, fellow officers and members of NOXI and PCCI in the Zoom, friends, ladies and gentlemen, maayong buntag na tanan. On behalf of the most outstanding Chamber of Commerce in Asia Pacific, led by President Fancel, I would like to welcome all of you and all our friends and guests sa Zoom to this very historic launching of the country's first Renewable Energy Code Ordinance, which was unanimously passed by the Sangguniang Panlalawigan last December 23, 2021, and signed into law by our beloved governor last January 11, 2022. So a big hand to the Sanggunian and the authors and the governor for this landmark piece of legislation. This historic ordinance is very timely and relevant because in spite of all the political differences, you know very well that elections are coming. So in spite of the political differences, all the members of the Sanggunian crossed party lines and unanimously approved this ordinance. So thank you to the Sanggunian. Thank you, Gao, for initiating this. Today also, I have an announcement to make. Yesterday, I called up Almana Power Corporation, and they will be the first applicant to apply and avail of the tax incentives under this code. So Gob, atong paspasan ning pag-publish an newspaper, then we can prepare the IRR so that Almana Power Corporation can apply. So a big hand, let's thank Almana Power Corporation. They will put up a 5.3 megawatts hydropower plant sa Barangay Budlasan, Canlaon City. So a big hand also to Almana Power Corporation. Aside from Almana Hydro Power Plant sa Canlaon, NOXI and PCCI is also talking to a few investors. This time go sa wind and biomass. So I had the privilege of having breakfast with the governor last week, and we were talking about wind farm in Pamplona. Pamplona seems to be the ideal place for wind farm. And we're also talking to a biomass, Banagras biomass charcoal and power plant adto sa Amlan. So hopefully go with this with these three, Almana and the wind farm and the biomass in Amlan, kompleto na tagog. Kompleto na ta. We have geothermal, we have solar, we will have hopefully hydro, biomass, and wind. So those are the five RE sources of energy. Geothermal we already have, thanks to EDC, the biggest in the country is here. So once we complete the five, I think we will now be the renewable energy capital of the world. Okay, wala pa'y probinsya tingali sa tibok kalibutan nga 5 kabuk sources of RE. So this ordinance is really very fitting for the province. Next month, patabang na po ko nimo, and of course, akong agaw, NOCSI was asked to draft by the Climate Change Commission the first green bond flotation ordinance. So we will be, I will going to sit down again, Himugaw, before ka mo mahimong konsihal. Let's sit down and draft the first green bond flotation ordinance in the country. So that is the next task of our NOCSI president. Okay, expired naman ko. I am now an ordinary citizen. I don't hold any position in the chamber anymore. This probably is my last official act. Not even official, kaya I am no longer the regional governor. So hopefully, Gov, with your support and the support of the Panlalawigan, we will be able to pass another landmark piece of legislation. This is called the Green Bond Flotation Ordinance. Kaning green bonds, it's the LGU ang mo issue. Then the banks will buy the bonds. Sigurado yun na, that will be oversubscribed for sure. Because first money, nga LGU, daghan na kayong green bonds nga na-issue, but this will be the first nga LGU issued. So with that development, Gov, we will surely become the energy capital of the world. I will now read my speech. Maluoy po ko sa kagamaan ng speech niya, wala ko basaha. Ladies and gentlemen, we all know that Super Typhoon Odette will not be the last super typhoon. Sadly, no, it will not be the last. And so the passage of this landmark ordinance is very appropriate and timely, but we all have to go back to the drawing board and prepare to build a climate-smart and climate-resilient Negros Oriental. How do we do this? Let us invite and attract local and foreign investors to Negros Oriental and invest in the latest state-of-the-art green technologies to fight a worsening climate crisis amidst a worsening COVID Omicron surge. This double whammy in 2021, which kami in the business world, we call it COVID-19 plus Odette. Both happening at the same time in our generation cannot be beaten by using conventional solutions or the business as usual attitude. So beginning today, Gov, and to all who are present here and in Zoom, both the private sector and the government, especially the local government, must increase, expand, and further strengthen their collaboration, and we have to work harder, Gov, to beat COVID by adopting new green technologies, new science, new business tools, new business models, and out-of-the-box solutions, and let us attract the best talents, local and foreign, to invest in Negros Oriental. Never in the history of our province have we faced two natural disasters at the same time amidst a highly polarized and divisive 2022 electoral climate. So the challenge is, Visag, we have our political differences. As proven in this ordinance, we can cross party lines and unite. Basta environment na ganing, there should be no political color. Finally, we in the business sector have only one wish for 2022. And what is that? Whoever will be elected, national or local, come May 2022, wangyo ragyo ko ninyo, please listen to the advice and recommendations of the private sector and the experts. Because we cannot do this alone. We need to talk to the best and the brightest minds locally and internationally to fight this COVID. So once again, congratulations to the province of Negros Oriental, and thank you to all our supporters for this historic and landmark piece of legislation. Mabuhay and kung hei fatsoy.
Daghang salamat to the most outstanding chamber president in Asia Pacific, Sir Ed Du. A big hand for him. Hopefully soon to be the president of the Philippine Chamber of Commerce. Are you willing to support him for that? I think the governor is willing and everyone would be. So at this point, one of the many sectors that is benefiting out of this RE passage, this RE ordinance, is the tourism sector. And surprisingly, Gov and the rest of the VIPs, the regional director of the Department of Tourism, Region 7, is here with us. Please put our hand together to Director Shalimar Tamano. Sir, welcome again to the province of Negros Oriental. Thank you for coming, and your visit is very timing and relevant as we launch our RE ordinance. Director Shalimar, your sector will benefit out of this RE and renewable energy. We would like to inform our attendants and our guests here that the RE ordinance is actually sponsored and authored by Board Member Petit Baldado, and he is co-authored by no less than Board Member Marian Villegas, Board Member Jack Raymond, Board Member Valente Yap, and Board Member Chester Lim, and Board Member Stanislao Alviola. Memorize na nako ni kasi ginako ni sila kuyog pag-graph and with Sir Edu. So at this point, let us now listen to the entire rationale of the Renewable Energy Ordinance of the province of Negros Oriental, the sponsor and the principal author of this RE ordinance. A big hand to Attorney Jose Baldado for his rationale.
Daghang salamat ra. Kuha na akong maskara. Wala makita dito sa kagwapo. Hapit naman ang eleksyon. Anyway, before I follow your model, before I read my prepared speech, anyway, I am so happy this morning. Yeah, for so many months, what you'll be makita ang governor, kita Gilberon, sabon kong jutay, okay na po na ako nagaw. There was somebody who said that blood is thicker than water, ba to? But then doon na po naingon niya, but politics is thicker than blood. But this time, so part of Negros Oriental. Environment is thicker than politics. In spite, ibalik-balik yun ng Ido ako parente ming Ido sa side sa mga do, kay Baldado mago. So yung ibalik-balik nga in spite of the political differences, still we were able to pass this ordinance. Nga, dilute ko malanding hospital kay grabe po ang kumbate sa Sangguniang Panlalawigan, but with the aid, ako naman siya nang i-mention, with the aid of Rapi, si Doreen, si Beauty, o si Ido, ako barente, we were able to na-come up yun na mo ang namugna ang ordinance. So, it's really historic that we were able to pass this, and sige paghinambog ni sila nga the first ko no, I don't know, of the sahay ko na yung the first hinambog, is it true? Huh? Anyway, so Governor Ruel Ragay Digamo, the Honorable Governor of Negros Oriental, Vice Governor Mark Macias, ang kampanya boss, waman dire. PCCI Regional Governor Edward Du, the Superman of the PCCI, Bishop Jerry Almendisa of the Diocese of San Carlos, Bishop, padalagin nilang ko Bishop, kaya po naghapit na ba? DOE Director Rosmark Gabalio, EDC President Mr. Tantoco, Issue President Ms. Beth Macan, Norico Manager, Pinky Tagli, ISP members, and RA Ordinance co-authors are also absent. Media partners and renewable energy stakeholders. I think we have the Director of Tourism, Mr. Tamano. So there is a good chance that we will have a strong tourism program because you are handsome and also very active. That's an attraction to the province of Negros Oriental. Kung imong asayinan og sa tourism, you know, you need an attraction. Kung imong asayinan ng dili gwapo, ha? Yun ay mga na. Anyway, you, that's a very derogatory remark. Your humble representation, I now read my speech because this is made by somebody. Unya din ako kapausap po niya pagama. Your humble representation at the Sangguniang Panlalawigan of the province of Negros Oriental, and who is the chairperson of the Committee on Environment and Energy, is happy to announce that we have come to the most significant and memorable period and time of the provincial history. We are proud to say we are the first renewable energy province of the Philippines, and we are truly grateful to the many individuals who sincerely devoted their time, efforts for the realization of this landmark historical ordinance. Negros Oriental's renewable energy sources are beyond compare. We have more than enough. We have geothermal, solar, and zone hydro, and hopefully wind resources. Indeed, your presence today is a manifestation once again to our earnest desire to make Negros Oriental as a green province. We have survived in achieving our objective of having the renewable ordinance. We started in 2018 and finally we are here celebrating this major shift to our RE journey. A good number of renewable energy stakeholders and supporters have pledged their support ever since we have conducted a tremendous public hearing wherein we are able to get the sentiments of our constituents. The RA Ordinance passage is a support to the executive order or executive department of the provincial government of Negros Oriental. Remember that last March 28, 2018, our governor issued executive order number 09, declaring the province of Negros Oriental as an environment-friendly and clean energy province, and it was supported by our provincial Sangguniang Panlalawigan with resolution number 359, dated April 16, 2018. On December 18, 2018, the governor issued executive order number 22, declaring every 5th of March as annual renewable energy day throughout the province of Negros Oriental, the only province who did that. In support of these two executive orders, renewable energy partners and stakeholders initiated by the passage of Renewable Energy Ordinance and Code under the tutelage of Negros Oriental Chamber of Commerce and Industry, headed by PCCI Regional Director Baldado, Edward Du, and the team, including various groups and organizations from the indigenous sectors, academe, RA investors and suppliers, as well as consumers. Then last December 23, 2021, our provincial Sangguniang Panlalawigan passed and approved the aforementioned ordinance and code, dubbed as an ordinance declaring the province of Negros Oriental as clean and renewable energy province, promoting innovative renewable energy development and providing incentives thereof and for other purposes. Through the SP Resolution number 951, the Ordinance number 37 of 2021 unanimously, I would like to make emphasis, remember, unanimously, regardless of our individual beliefs and political affiliations. Truly,
When it is for our environment protection and preserving our renewable resources, we are one, and we also care for the people of Negros Oriental. Before I end my speech, I would like to make mention Honorable Rigamo for the one making the foundation of the precursor of this ordinance. Si Ed Du, si Monsignor Albenisa. He really attended the public hearing coming from San Carlos. Ni-attend yun siya. Hindi pa yung ba na tungalan? Nga ho directly were involved si Loren, si Rapi. Kaya kung ba hindi naman ikabutar, hindi na tungalan. Kisa pa, katong sige yun natong kumbali. And members of the Sangguniang Panlalawigan who really, participated in spite of their objection nga na-delayed ni abot ng mga 4 to 5 months from the public hearing because there were minor questions, major questions, and sometimes there was that conflict between investment code. The author of the investment code really objected because there is a provision in this ordinance regarding the incentive of 7-year tax-free sa real property. And the investment code author mo rin object siya nga madaot ang iyang ordinance. But then Ed Du, the genius, iya yung nakonbinser ang baong author kay CPA maputos siya, CPA po siya. Iyang i-convincer through carbon credit. Di ba po kasabot siguro kung sa carbon credit, ni-approve na laman. Anyway, this is one ordinance nga nag-include of carbon credit. Very advanced. He was talking ito na po yung green bond. I think that's the precursor, or that's part of the green carbon credit. Carbon credit, when I was a mayor 9 years ago, was already talked about, but then nothing happened to it. I hope this time, because there is that green bond, ang tao, basta na kwarta, dalagang yun, maybe that would help in the success of the implementation of the green bond or carbon credit. Asa naman to ko. So, anyway, I was mentioning these people, silang governor, the rest, as a manifestation of our appreciation. Shall we stand up for these people and give them a big round of applause? Please, katong dito, otherwise pakantahon ta mo, we will not stand and give your... Okay? At this point in time, thank you so much, mga supporters, that we really we realized this very important legislation. Let me congratulate all the fellow Negrenses for this laudable achievement. To all the men and women behind this renewable energy ordinance and code, kudos to all of us. Daghang salamat and God bless us all.
Thank you so much to Board Member Jose Baldado, a very seasoned politician, former mayor, former vice governor, former governor, and incumbent board member, and soon to be city councilor. Daghang salamat, sir, for this ordinance and for your efforts for making this ordinance possible. As mentioned by Sir Petit and also by Sir Ed Du, the governor issued Executive Order Number 22, celebrating every 5th of March as RE Day for the province of Negros Oriental. And during that time also, our RE stakeholders and our advocates for environment and everybody else attended to this RE Day at Robinson's Place, Dumaguete. Let's take a closer look to this AVP as we present to you this RE Day in the province of Negros Oriental. Roll VTR, please. So there you have it, our Renewable Energy Day. So we'll hopefully this coming March, we'll be celebrating again our RE Day in the province of Negros Oriental. Gob nanay huna-huna si Sir Edo nga major event for the province of Negros Oriental. I think he's aiming for the International RE Summit to be hosted by the province of Negros Oriental. Today, ladies and gentlemen, we are blessed and honored to have with us and to help us craft this RE ordinance and supporting this RE ordinance and joining us and giving us their messages and their commitment for this RE ordinance. Let's begin with the Bishop of the Diocese of San Carlos, who is the convener of the RE Power Negros. Actually, he told us that he will be creating an ad hoc committee for the entire province and convincing Governor Lacson to replicate our province, our ordinance, and the rest of the provinces in the Philippines. So let's take a closer look to the video VTR, the AVP of Bishop Almin. Actually, he will be here tomorrow, but he is attending the CBCP plenary today with Bishop Cortez. Roll VTR, please.
Greetings to all. On behalf of my fellow stewards of creation and advocates for clean energy in and beyond Repower Negros and the Diocese of San Carlos, it is with great joy that I congratulate Governor Ruel R. Digamo, Vice Governor Edward Mark L. Macias, honorable members of the Sangguniang Panlalawigan, and the people of Negros Oriental for the passage of the province Renewable Energy Code. This first of its kind ordinance not only prohibits the construction of all fossil fuel power plants, but also commits to phasing out the use of fossil fuels in a timeline compatible with the 1.5-degree Celsius goal of the Paris Agreement. This is a prohibition that cannot be overturned except by a majority of the residents of Negros Oriental. This ensures that the welfare of our people, our environment, and our climate are not compromised by political whims, short-term gains, and self-interests of the few. Beyond serving as proof that Negros has public servants who genuinely care for the people's right to a balanced and healthful ecology, this piece of legislation is also a fruit of Negrosanons' relentless resistance against destructive energy. For over 2 decades, our people took down at least 5 coal-fired power plant projects proposed in various towns and cities across this island. This was done to protect generations present and to come from the destruction that comes along with coal operations, which many communities in other parts of the Philippines are unfortunately forced to suffer today. Wise were they to do so, as we today live in a world faced with urgent challenge of moving away from polluting energy from fossil fuels due to an intensifying climate crisis. Many communities in Negros Oriental and all over Visayas, northern Mindanao and southern Luzon have yet to recover from the havoc Typhoon Odette wreaked just before Christmas last year. It is not the first typhoon to create this amount of damage, and we can sadly be certain that it will not be the last. Negrosanons and Filipinos as a whole are on the receiving end of some of the deadliest manifestations of rising global temperatures. Any new fossil fuel plant means trouble for us. Through this ordinance, Negros Oriental exhibits genuine and unparalleled leadership in contributing to climate goals, especially as it turns its back not only to coal, but also to all other fossil fuels. We are hopeful that this would lead to residents of this island we call home to fully benefit from clean, affordable, and reliable energy from renewables. Indeed, we do not live up to our name as the renewable energy capital of the country if we do not make this happen. The passage of this ordinance is only the beginning. Before us lies now the more difficult aspect of policy development implementation. This starts with the convening of the Renewable Energy Executive Committee and Renewable Energy Council. I know and trust that the committee and council will perform their duties with competence and zeal, and more importantly, will endeavor to change minds and move hearts into action towards the protection of our common home. In the passing of this ordinance, our dear local leaders have taken on our beloved Pope Francis' challenge to public officials in his encyclical Laudato Si, and I quote, to uphold high principles and think of the long-term common good, unquote, from Laudato Si number 178. We stand behind you in your journey to be even more courageous public servants, attest to your God-given dignity, and leave behind a testimony of selfless responsibility. And this is inspired by Laudato Si number 181. I can only hope and pray that other leaders of our country will follow your admirable example. Daghang salamat ug padayon.
Thank you so much, Bishop Jerry Almenasa, the convener of the RE Power Negros and the Bishop of the Diocese of San Carlos. We have two major cooperatives, electric cooperatives in the province of Negros Oriental. We have Electric Cooperative 1 in Bindoy, based in Bindoy, and Electric Cooperative based in Dumaguete. And we have actually invited our cooperative leaders for electric cooperatives to join us to give us a message. Let's hear the message of the General Manager of the Negros Oriental Electric Cooperative 1 in Bindoy. We have Dr. Jovelio Acabal via Zoom.
Our Governor, Honorable Ruel Ragay Digamo, the former Regional President of NOXI, Mr. Edmund Du, the author of SP Ordinance, Honorable Pitit Baldado, and all other officials and private executives attending this very memorable occasion. Good morning. First of all, I would like to congratulate the province for passing this ordinance, this renewable energy ordinance, because it really is a move towards sustainable development. No, actually, for Noreco 1, we have been supporting this RA, renewable energy, with the which is headed by the Department of Energy and the National Electrification Administration, and we are supportive of that because this is clean energy. It has been said that the double whammy effect of Typhoon Odette and the COVID-19 is largely brought about by the climate change, the ill effects of climate change, which could have been avoided if we stick to that clean energy, if we use clean energy. So that for Noreco 1, we support this ordinance. We are happy with this. We also congratulate EDC and Green Corps for supporting this because this will give long-lasting effects, favorable effects, not just for the co-ops, not just for our consumers, but for the environment, for the world, and even for the planet. And this clean energy is very important. It is cheaper also because from the financial standpoint of electric co-ops, this is without VAT or value added tax. So this is cheaper, clean, cheaper, and this will promote sustainable development. At this point, I would also like to thank EDC and Green Corps, Geothermal, for being so compassionate, for being generous and kind-hearted, for assisting us. They are sending task forces to Noreco 1, 6 task forces composed of about 65 people, assisting us in our massive power restoration. We do this initiative without even asking them, but we have feel that. No? So in behalf of the board of directors of Noreco One and the management, we are so thankful to EDC, Green Corps, for that assistance. We will always remember that, and we will consider that in the future. And again, as to the renewable energy, which we are now being celebrated, the passage of such ordinance, we are so thankful for that, and we are in support of this very laudable move by the province of Negros Oriental, headed by Honorable Governor Wilda Aragay Digamo, and of course with our business partner, the EDC and the Grain Corps. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Dr. Jobilio Leo Acabal of the Negros Oriental Electric Cooperative One. Actually, I called him early this morning to give a message in behalf of the electric cooperatives. And to add on, actually, we have 7 task forces that is being deployed by EDC to help the power restoration aside from Green Corps, and the many electric cooperatives across, like Zambales, like Iloilo, sending a team and task forces in the province of Negros Oriental. That's why very quick recovery is the first district and the electric cooperative in Noreco One. So at this point, let's hear another message, of course, from an RE partner, and of course, practicing also renewable energy. We have the president of Silliman University, Dr. Betty Cernol Macan, ably represented via Zoom by the Vice President for Development, Professor Jane Annette Villarmeno, CPA, for her message.
Yeah. To the members of the Negros Oriental Chamber of Commerce, leaders in church, government, industry, the energy sector, members of the press, ladies and gentlemen, good morning. Recognizing our calling to be stewards of creation, we at Silliman University are committed to the prevention of environmental pollution, the conservation and enhancement of our natural resources, and environmental stability. In keeping with our perspective of total human development for the well-being of society and environment, Silliman University's environmental commitment encompasses all aspects of the Sillimanian experience. It is our objective that students entering Silliman should leave the university with a deeper commitment to sustainability and with the competence to protect our environment wherever their lives may take them. Silliman University as an institution shows the way by being a model of a sustainable campus, energy conservation, and renewable energy utilization, among others, for a reduced carbon footprint. Silliman University's commitment is reflected in our decision to use renewable energy on campus. Silliman University strives to meet and, where practicable, exceed our environmental obligations under the law. We believe that everyone is a stakeholder and has a role to play in sustainability. Thus, our environmental commitment engages the whole Silliman community, the city we live in, the province where we are, and beyond. Silliman is a member of the Association of Christian Universities and Colleges in Asia, or ACUCA, with 70 member institutions from 9 countries. Silliman is also a partner of the United Board for Christian Higher Education in Asia. The network includes 80 institutions in 16 countries. In recent discussions among members of the ACUCA and with the United Board, universities are moving towards achieving carbon neutrality for a net zero carbon campus. This was spurred by global discussions on the climate change crisis and the need for institutions to manifest actions to mitigate the ill effects of environmental destruction. To walk our talk, Silliman has pursued many thrusts to demonstrate its commitment to environmental conservation and use of renewable energy. For instance, in 2015, the university established on campus a facility that harnesses solar power with a total capacity of 210 kilowatts on 3 buildings, namely the Luz Auditorium, the main library, and the CPA building. The solar facility takes care of our base load requirements. In 2018, the university has engaged a retail electricity supplier that produces renewable energy, particularly geothermal energy. This is in compliance with the Retail Competition and Open Access of the Electric Power Industry Reform Act, or EPIRA. In 2021, the university joined the Net Zero Carbon Alliance to actively pursue concrete steps to further reduce our carbon footprint. As the energy requirements of the university continue to grow, we keep on pursuing ways to achieve and to actively demonstrate our commitment to the environment. Silliman University shares the aspirations of the province of Negros Oriental for a clean and renewable energy province. Thank you very much and good morning.
Thank you so much, Silliman University, represented by Professor Jane Annette Villarmino, the VP for Development. And thank you as well for your efforts in protecting our environment and also for supporting the renewable energy efforts in the province of Negros Oriental. We move now to the message of the President and the Chief Operating Officer of Energy Development Corporation, the biggest geothermal source in the province of Negros Oriental and of course in the Philippines. A big hand to the President, Richard B. Tantoco.
Maayong buntag sa tanan, to Governor Roel R. Digamo, Vice Governor Mark Macias, Board Member Jose Baldado, and to the rest of Negros Oriental's esteemed members of the Sangguniang Panlalawigan, to colleagues and friends, congratulations to all of you for providing such a strong stance for environmental protection through this clean and renewable energy ordinance. I can imagine how difficult it must have been for all of you to put together an ordinance that has all the necessary provisions to uphold the use of renewable energy and to even provide a carbon credits incentive to new RE players, but also one that was approved by the entire Sangguniang Panlalawigan. And in doing so, by implication, you are saying no to other types of opportunities and investments in your province with forms of energy that are less clean. This RE code is certainly reflective of your genuine commitment to maintain Negros Oriental as a green province, and it really couldn't have come at a better time. It's crucial and very much needed not only in your province, but I think all over the world due to the climate crisis that humanity is now facing. You've experienced Typhoon Sendong from a few years back, and some areas in the province are still recovering from recent Typhoon Odette that hit the region just before Christmas last year. So I'm sure we're all familiar about the catastrophic impact of our warming planet. The entire world is actually running out of time, no thanks to human activity that has led to what the Intergovernmental Panel on Climate Change's report last year refers to as, and I quote, the widespread, rapid, and intensifying impact of climate change that we are already experiencing. The realization that our planet is warming actually dawned on us from the devastation that we experienced in Super Typhoon Yolanda in 2013. And this has led to our chairman, Federico Piqui Lopez's, and the rest of the Lopez Group's decision to not invest in coal anymore. We even took a step further last year by declaring that our mission is to forge collaborative pathways for a decarbonized and regenerative future, which is essentially essentially about doing business beyond profit by elevating the environment and all our stakeholders. We in EDC are one with you, Governor Degamo, and the rest of Negros Oriental's local government in our commitment to preserving your green province. We've been doing this to our 24/7 geothermal power that has been providing an uninterrupted supply of clean and renewable energy to Negros Island for almost 40 years. And also through our Binhi Greening legacy that has been bringing back forests, no, and bridging forest gaps, particularly using the 96 threatened Philippine native tree species. And finally, we're also working very hard through what we call the Net Zero Carbon Alliance that we established last year to encourage many companies and institutions to commit now to become carbon neutral. So many institutions and companies out there are saying we're gonna be carbon neutral by 2030, 2035, 2040. No? Pero wala masyadong plano, wala masyadong laman. Puro pangako. And it is our hope through the Net Zero Carbon Alliance na yung pangako may backing, no, ng commitment na mga action and may mga interim targets. We are also very proud to have your very own Silliman University as one of our pioneer partners in the Alliance, and we look forward to partnering with other organizations in Negros Island. So Governor Degamo, Vice Governor Macias, Board Member Baldado, co-authors Board Member Villegas, Board Member Alviola, Board Member Raymond Jr., Board Member Yap, Board Member Lim, and Noxie Governor Edu. Of course, Edu, the human dynamo of energy. No? To all of you who initiated this, let me join the rest of your constituents and even future generations of Filipinos in thanking you for this clean and renewable energy code of Negros Oriental. It will be your legacy as leaders of your province. May your climate action push other provinces also to do the same, to preserve our planet, our common home. It's the only one we have, no? And we need to do it before it's too late. Daghang salamat and good morning to everyone.
Daghang salamat. Thank you so much, Sir Ricky, the President and the CEO of Energy Development Corporation. Thank you for spending your time in sending your message. And of course, joining of course today is Attorney Alan Barcena, representing Energy Development Corporation and the entire management of EDC. And of course, Ms. Noreen Bautista here. So at this point, we know very well that RD Gamalo is on board, but because of the unstable electricity connection in Cebu, I think he is sending via Zoom the Chief of the Energy Resource Development and Utilization Division of the Department of Energy Visayas. We have to give the message in behalf of the Regional Director. We have Madam Lourdes Arsiaga via Zoom. Let's pause for a while, Ma'am Lourdes. We could not hear you via Zoom. Ayan.
Okay. Hello? Okay na?
Go ahead, ma'am.
Yeah, okay. Sorry for that technical glitch. How we wish that we are there, no? In Dumaguete this morning, but as you know. So again, of our OIC Director, Attorney Rasmark Gamalio, I would like to give our message in behalf of the Department of Energy, Visayas Field Office. So again, good morning to all the present here in this city. And the Department of Energy would like to thank and congratulate the people of Negros Oriental for these very significant milestones that they have collectively achieved for the promotion of renewable energy. Of course, led by our esteemed Governor, Honorable Ruel Ragay Digamo, our Honorable Vice Governor Edward Mark Macias, and also Provincial Board Member Jose Baldado, the Chairman of the Committee on Energy and Environment. And of course, we would like also to congratulate the Philippine Chamber of Commerce Incorporated, led by its President, Mr. Edward Du, and other partners for this milestone. We have the Silliman University and other academic institutions, your private partners, and of course the media. Congratulations for this very significant milestone, no, for this very important legislation that supports the promotion of renewable energy development, not just in Negros Oriental, but of course for the whole country. So as we all know, Negros Oriental is also the first province in the country to institutionalize its support and commitment to renewable energy. We at the Department of Energy acknowledges the commitment of the people of Negros Oriental, led by its provincial government and all its partner. No? And I guess this was started with the signing of the Executive Order number 22-18, declaring every 5th of March as the Renewable Energy Day in the province. This was signed by Governor Digamo. And you have also the Executive Order 9 on March 2018, declaring the province as an environment-friendly and clean energy province, and directing all province offices and LGUs not to issue permits or any expression of support to the development of coal-fired power plants in the province. So as of now, the DOE is very thankful for the province, and now we have almost our policy direction and thrust is already in line, especially with the issuance also of the moratorium for the endorsement of greenfield coal-fired power plants. So actually, we are very thankful. No? In fact, no, if you will look at it, it's the province of Negros Oriental that took the lead, no, and we can say, no, it was also followed by the DOE because this moratorium was issued only last year by our secretary. And also to take note of that, ever since the province of Negros Oriental have been a host of several renewable energy projects. Among these are, of course, we have the Southern Negros geothermal production field by the Energy Development Corporation, or EDC. Is one of the major partners of the government, providing us reliable source of our renewable energy from our geothermal resources. And also Negros Oriental is a host of commercial biomass power plant located in Bais City, operated by the Central Azucarera de Bais. And in fact, we have one under construction, another biomass power plant in Bayawan City. And we have also two existing own-use biomass power plant in Manhuyod and also in Santa Catalina. And of course, Negros Oriental also is host of one major solar farm located in Bais under the Monte Solar Energy Incorporated, and we have a rooftop installation in Dumaguete City. So these are proof that not just in the legislation, but also very evident, with the existence of various renewable energy projects in the province, that Negros Oriental is indeed one of the leaders in renewable energy development in the country. So as the lead agency in the renewable energy development, the DOE is commending the province of Negros Oriental for this another milestone legislation for the province, which is the Renewable Energy Code, named as an ordinance declaring the province of Negros Oriental as clean and renewable energy province, promoting innovative renewable energy development and providing incentives thereof and for other purposes. So we at the Department of Energy will always be at the forefront in providing support for the province and of course for the all people of Negros Oriental, its stakeholders and partners in your effort towards having a clean and environment-friendly supply of energy for the province. And of course, also we are expecting that this can also be shared, in your neighboring provinces, and for the whole Visayas grid particularly. So once again, congratulations to the people of Negros Oriental, led by its leaders, very dynamic leaders, Governor Digamo, Vice Governor Macias, and all the members of the provincial board. Thank you very much for this landmark LGU legislation, renewable energy. Daghang salamat ug maayong buntag, and thank you again for giving us the opportunity to be part of this very significant event.
Thank
Thank you.
Thank you so much, Department of Energy, Visayas. Thank you so much, Ma'am Lourdes Arsiaga, and of course, to the OIC Regional Director, Attorney Mark Gamalo, for your time and for spending your precious moment with us on this very special occasion. In Negros Oriental, we have strong force behind our initiatives for a green province. And in fact, through this man, to this person, we have embarked new journey and be the capital, the RE capital in the Philippines. And when he issued and when we recommended that for this RE initiative, we immediately accepted the challenge. And it took the challenge and issued 2 executive orders and so many initiatives for the promotion of RE in the province and also in the Philippines. Ladies and gentlemen, the father of the province of Negros Oriental, the Honorable Roel Ragay Digamo, for his message.
Salamat, Rafi. Akong suhiron tong kapitit. Pero gimingaw na ko ato iyahang mensahe sa una nga para siya musulti, mingon siya, mabara ning ako. Wala naman lagi ni mo usban natin. Mura na kaperdihan ni mo, gimo usbon na. Let me remove my mask. Wala bitaw ko'y COVID. Anyway, kaduhan naman ko gi-booster shots ni Lilan o Pfizer. Noon sa man is Lilan, nga mura magiganahan og tugsok og bakuna nako. Sa dili pa na ako basahon kining ako ang mensahe nga giprepara karon. Allow me first to thank the people behind me aning pagama ining pagsugod yun ini. Actually, sultihan ko kamo nga I was once operating a power plant. I am a mechanical engineer by profession. Miyembro ko sa Napocor Power Barges sa una. Unya, sa una gani ang amo ang planta katumang magtunaw pamigmurag espalto dayon among i-inject sa amo ang makina aron makadagan ang turbina para maka-create og power. So sa nagdanaw ko sige kaniadto nga ga-operate kog planta, maba pa kog rangko. Senior control operator pa ko ato sa Napocor. Maglantaw ko, inigawas na ako sa maglantaw ko sa chimney ba. Maglantaw ko sa carbon dioxide nga gi-emit sa planta. Grabe. Grabe gyud. Kanang buga ba. So nakaingon ko kanus adagway ni siya mahunong no. Unya akong question sa una, unya ningon ko naka-question po ko o nakahuna-una po ko if given that chance nga matagaan ko power nga akong pahunungon ng mga klase nga planta nga ingani, ako yun ang himuon. Mao siguro na purpose sa Ginoo nga nung gihimo ko niyang gobernador sa probinsya. Kay nakita gyud ako ning maong problema kaniadto pa. kaniadto pa. But when I assumed office last 2011, by virtue of the deaths of two governors, ako sang gibalansi pag-ayo, ug asa ko dapit mulugar para pag-implementar ni atong akong gihuna-una nga atong palanggaon ang atoang natural kaning atoang Negros Oriental. May naman nga mahimong kapanaminan sa mga ubang probinsya. Kay kinahanglan biya ni siya og political will. Para ber ka mo desider nga imong undangon ang paggamit sa mga coal-fired o mga other fossil fuels, kinahanglan na siya political will. Mura po ito'y nakalami nako kay ang gapahimutang nako bilang gobernador, Ginoo manggod. So nakauna na ako, wa ko'y laing agalon kung dili ang katawhan lang o ang Ginoo. Wala ko'y agalon nga politiko. Sumutong makagusto kog decide o kung sa akong ganahan para sa kaayuhan o kalambuan sa ato ang probinsya. So niadto, akong gitsansa ang power na kog asa ko dapit mo lugar. Kay ingani man gyud nang ingani gyud nang pagdesidar. May gani kay pagka 2018 nakakita kog mga kauban. Akong pasalamatan si Edo, si Rafi, si Noreen, ang EDC, Mr. Magaliano, tanan nga mga sectors nga nitabang nako pag-una-una unsaon nato paghimo ang para maundang kining paggamit sa mga fossil fuels nga i-inject nato sa atong mga power plants. So, pagka 2019 election, nakakita kog kauban. Kay nadaog mas Pitit Baldado. Ako po noon siyang gitabangan. Nakabalo po ni siya. Pagtaog ni Pitit Baldado, ako din siyang giingnan. Gipasuguan din ako silang Rafi, silang kuan nga ang mo sponsor ining ordinance. Si Pitit Baldado kay mahigugmaon sa environment. Mahigugmaon mga ni Pitit og environment. Wala naman ni siya mamusil og langgam og kuan ron, lagsaw. Kinaan naman po ko ipagama niyang ordinance unta katong i-preserve nato ang katong bleeding heart pigeon. Kay muna na naman ay langgam nga atong wala na dili na kita kakita kayo ana ron. Kay kung imong ma-preserve na mo follow na ang tanan. Mapanalip na nato ang kakahuyan ang uban pa nga angay ipanalipod ni ana. Sumutong nakakita kog amigo sa Sangguniang Panlalawigan kaniadto og hantod karon tit. Love ra man gyud ikaw tit. So moto, we started the struggle with this kind of people na ana ko skilled. Butong na-realize na to ang Executive Order number 9 2018. And then after election, idaog Pitit, mutong gigaman na itong balaod. So ako lang ipahibalo ninyo, kay katong nag-issue naman tag executive order nga kaning Renewable Energy Month day, kada March 5. Doon ay suggest na ako akong amigo, which una na ako, maayo imumpod kayo, nga himuon na to ni siyang mura og international sa tued. International Climate Change Summit ang March 5. Akong tagaan og tahas, kamong tulo ana. Okay ra? Ha? So karon ako nang pagabasahon ang ako ang mensahe kay nisuhid akong Pitit pero dili ko moingon nga maba raning ako. Tit, gimingaw na bitaw ko nimo tit. Basog imo rang aprobahan tong budget na nga to, tit. No, saksi sila, tit. Oh. Director Tamano, my good friend sa Department of Tourism. Pasalamatan nato siya nga naagyon. Kanya, okay na ko atong imuhang gisuggest na ko. Gipagamaan na to na mo og unsaon na mo to pag hanay nga mahanay gyud pag-ayo para sa atong turismo. His Excellency Most Reverend Jerry Alminaza, ang ato ang speaker kaganina. Daghan kayo salamat Monsignor Bishop Jerry. Governor Ed Do, nga parente ni Petit Baldado. Ed, thank you very much. Mr. Ed Do, our past president of NOXI. My good friend also, NOXI President Franciel Martinez. Daghang salamat, sir, sa imuhang makanunayon nga paghatag og ideya para akong sundon aron ikalambo sa atong probinsya. The other members of NOXI, John, nakadiha. Sister, good morning. The members of the media, other guests, di lang na ako binagsaon kay murag dili na niya malaktawan. Ako lang special mention si Myla, ang ato ang tourism officer. Myla, asa ka? Myla, atong pagpatan si Myla. Kaya ako rin na siyang gihinahalog-halog karon kay para maulian. Ladies and gentlemen, this humble representation brings with me today every Oriental Negrense's concern and love for Mother Earth. Since 2011, when I first held the reign of the provincial government, we had been all out in our efforts to use the best sources of clean, renewable energy. For 10 years in a row, our province has seen the introduction of a solar power farm, and hydroelectric power plants, beside the continuing electric generation from the geothermal power in the province. This array of development has inspired us to issue Executive Order number 9 in 2018 that was adopted by the Sangguniang Panlalawigan to ban any establishment of coal-powered and fossil-generated plants in Negros Oriental, one of the many ways to help protect and preserve our environment. Salamat kay Tita. Palangga yung ikaw initit. Protect and preserve our environment and arrest the impact of climate change in this part of the world. Indeed, we raised our flag and aroused the curiosity of our fellow workers in government. It catered to the birth of the Renewable Energy ordinance passed by the Sangguniang Panlalawigan, though very recently. Through the years, however, we have been one with all men and women of goodwill in providing our people with clean environment policies, programs, and directions, making sure that in our administration, no one is left behind. And ultimately, helping everyone to improve their quality of life. Truth to tell, the Renewable Energy Ordinance is a landmark piece of local legislation that will surely boost the morale of our environmental warriors and champions in the field. And most of all, this will give us more drive to continue sustain our efforts for a clean and sustainable world. Ladies and gentlemen, akong balik ko niya, along this line, may I personally thank the Negros Oriental Chamber of Commerce and Industry and all its members. Thank you, sir. The Academe, Edo, thank you. Noreen, Rafi. The Academe, the church, and all civil society organizations for your continued support to our environmental cause. Please be rest assured, though, that in the province of Negros Oriental, our development trust is holistic. We will only do what is best for the environment and our people. After all, Providence has entrusted Negros Oriental to us. Rich or poor, weak or strong, friend or foe, before the day ends and the sun sets, let the heavens be our witness. We shall treasure this land that God has blessed, our pride, our home, forevermore. God bless Negros Oriental. In God we trust.
Daghan kayong salamat mga higala atong gobernador sa lalawigan sa Negros Oriental, the Honorable Roel Ragay Digamo. Salamat sa imong kanunayong suporta sa renewable energy dinhi sa lalawigan and for issuing 2 executive orders and for approving this renewable energy code and ordinance. in the province of Negros Oriental. This will kick off all our RE initiatives and activities, and we look forward to hear from you, from all your support to our undertakings. So we come now to the most exciting and the most important part of our event today. This is the media Q&A. We have our participants via Zoom and here on site in the Sidlakang Negros Village. We will now proceed to our short media Q&A with the Governor, Roel Digamo. We have Board Member Petit Baldado. We have the NOXI President, Francel Martinez, former Governor of the PCCI, Edu. And we have also the Department of Energy. We have Attorney Ras Gamalo and also Ma'am Lourdes Arsiaga. We have Attorney Alan Barcena of the Department of the Energy Development Corporation. We have Silliman University VP for Development, Ma'am Jane Annette Binarmino. And of course, we have here the Regional Director of the Department of Tourism and the rest of our VIPs here at the Sidlakang Negros Village. So I'll give the floor now to the Enfocin manager of the Philippine Information Agency of Negros Oriental, Ma'am Jenny Catantilos, to handle the Q&A of the media.
Thank you very much, Rock. Daghang salamat, Rock, and mayong morning natong tanan, especially to our guests, our members of the media, atong visitors, virtually and physically present. Na lang nato i-acknowledge tagsa-tagsa kay we've been acknowledging kaganina na. So at this point, we would like to encourage our local media, our colleagues in media, if you have some clarification questions based on the statements and presentations of our guests, we would like to ask them for one question, one follow-up. And if you have somebody or our guest to ask to respond your questions, please identify. So we'd like to we'd like to ask we have Ryan Suroti of DYWC, sir.
Good morning, everyone. Question to Mr. Edward Du. You made mention of at least 3 additional probable sources of RE being prepared or being planned. How much is this? How much is this investment? Is there a bulk figure pila ni ka milyon nga investment kining made mention earlier about a hydro plant, a biomass, and a possible wind farm in Pamplona?
Yeah, thank you for that question. Kaning hydro power plant, this is 5 megawatts. I don't know the exact figure, but si Engineer Magaliano is here. He's our expert on renewable energy. Definitely, it runs into the hundreds of millions.
Mm-hmm. This is just the hydro plant.
Yeah, the hydro plant that will be established in Canlaon City.
Mm-hmm.
So hopefully it will start this year. But I already told Almana Hydropower Corporation nga ayaw sa magsugod, apply sa mo og tax incentive kay ma-disqualified unya mo. So I told them to stop muna their operations or their initial diggings in Canlaon. I told them now wait for the publication of the ordinance in local newspapers. Kay that will only take effect 15 days as per ordinance authored by BMPT. The ordinance will take effect 15 days after publication. So they have to apply 15 days after pa. Now for the wind farm, again, that's big, no? We're looking at 1 or 2 possible investors a wind farm. I cannot disclose yet the name of the companies involved interested. But the biomass, there's already one that has been very seriously discussing with us in Amlan. I cannot disclose the name of the company, but they're very serious. They will open a banagrass charcoal plant and power plant. Uling ba? So they will produce uling, and the heat of the uling will be converted to electricity. So those are the three. Hydro, hopefully wind farm in Pamplona, nagstorya namin Gov ana, and napuna siya possible tourism benefit, no? Okay, kung na kay wind farm na gyud nay tourism benefit, daghan gumutanaw ana, just like katong sa Ilocos RD, no? So 2-in-1 na siya kanang wind farm. It can be both for tourism and for renewable energy. And of course the biomass.
Ako lang i-clarify, sir. Ang kining 100 or in 100 million possible investment for the three or just for
one
for the hydro?
Just for the hydro.
Okay, thank you.
And also, by the way, that will create jobs, no? Because green jobs, karon good because of climate change, kadaghanan sa mga new jobs that will be created under the RA will be green jobs. Kanang mag-manufacture og mga solar panels, ato na nagdadon diri. Kanang magama og power banks. Imagine kita tanan tagpulo ka power bank, bisa pa mo brown out og 5 ka adlaw, survive ka. Kailangan kay power bank. Ang mga electric pan ron, i-charge na mag-power bank. Ako sa balay, 20 kabuk akong power bank. 5 kabuk akong electric pan nga charge sa power bank. So, you know, if we can encourage more factories that will produce power banks, dili itong power banks sa Bangko Sentral, ha? So, power banks, solar panels, we have Monte Solar here. I'm sure they have the technology to produce solar panels. You just put a solar panel in your house, na kay 5 kabuk solar panels, the day after, pwede na ka na, nakaisuga. DIY raman na, di ba, sir? Dali ra kayo ng pagtao ng solar panel. Si Engineer Magaliano, umano na niya sa kauras. Di ba, Engineer? So nothing is impossible basta we have the right technology and the right partners.
And last from my end, sir, anyone probably who has knowledge can answer this. With the increase of our supply in the near future from RE, how can we translate it to the normal tao? Would it there would be mumbarato ba ang ato ang kuryente? Because this is what people are mo increase atong supply, but would this translate na mubarato ang ato ang kuryente? Because that's the concern of people.
As earlier mentioned by Dr. Akabal, the manager of Noreco 1, ganina ni mention, I was listening to him. He said na cheaper gyugono ang renewable energy, not only cheaper but also cleaner because wala naman siya VAT. 12% na daan ng savings nimo sa RE. It's only renewable energy that is exempt from VAT. Ang coal na 12% VAT plus napay coal tax. Aside from the 12% VAT, napay coal tax. So mahal jud ang coal eventually. That's why ang push na to is renewable energy because eventually it will be cheaper. Actually right now it's already cheaper. Cheaper na ang renewable energy. Even sa solar is already cheaper, di ba, sir? Mas barato ang solar generation cost compared to coal. So eventually actually ang coal karon giban naman. Indonesia has announced that they will not sell coal to the Philippines. Do you know that? They announced. Di na sila mabili ang coal na to because of climate change. So wala tay choice. We cannot be dependent on coal because ang Pilipinas walay dakong coal deposit. 80% of our coal importation is from Kalimantan, Indonesia, because Kalimantan, Indonesia has the highest quality. But mag-unsa man ang highest quality o buslot pud imohang ozone. So that is why kami sa Chamber of Commerce, together with our president, we have to invite investors. EDC is the biggest investor in Negros Oriental, in RE. So let's invite more. We have Monte Solar already. We have biomass. Ang atong mga sugar mills are already converting their bagas to electricity. Sugarcane leaves can be burned and converted to electricity. Bana grass. Ay, lagi apel mga asawa, bana ra atong sunogon. So many technologies now in RE, so many new green technologies, state of the art. Kana magamag power bank. Kapulukin sa number one supplier of power bank, China. Tanaw na inyo mga power bank, made in China na. Ngano di man na pwede gamon dere. We have the biggest deposit of nickel in the world. Lithium battery is nickel. And China is buying all our nickel from Surigao. I know that because I used to have a business in Surigao. Kuhaon sa mga insik ang atong nickel dadon sa China gamo battery. Ano di man nato gamon na baterya dere? Negros Oriental. Tagaran natong incentive. Imagine na kay 5 ka power bank. Anytime mag-brown out, 5 days before mag-brown out, you charge your power bank. You have 5 electric fans. Chargeable sa USB. Survive ka for 5 days. Di ba? Very simple solution. Thank you.
Okay, may we hear the question of Sherlyn Abilia of DYRM and By Radio?
Good morning. I would like to ask this, I don't know whoever will answer for this. With this using renewable energy here in the province of Negros Oriental, para sa maklaro sa mga katawan, unsa magud ang makuha sa mga dugang pa nga mga benepisyo niini, Governor? I would like to ask this to Governor Digamo.
Ang unang benepisyo ani kaning nagamit ta og renewable energy, ang atong mga katawhan dili ma-expose sa mga dili maayo. That's the number one. Aside from sa economics, kay mas mubarato man ang balayran sa kuryente kung magamit ang renewable energy. So ang ato yung una ining priority kaning kaayuhan sa katawhan unsay makuha kung renewable energy ang ato ang ipa kaning ato ang tugutan. Ang benepisyo sa katawhan gyud una kung renewable energy wala tay exposure sa carbon dioxide. Unsay may mga benepisyo makuha ana nato? Daghan kayo. Di ba? So una ang katawhan, ikaduha ang economics.
Excuse me, bisag ko pangutan na tubag-tubag na lang po para baka.
Sige, kay ikaw may author.
Actually, si Governor sakto to ako ra pong dungagan being an chairman of the environment sa province. Ang katinod ang makuha ng tao aside from the gisulti ni Governor is we protect the environment. Murag yun number one. Once the environment is compromised, guba tatanan. Why ang renewable energy? Because walay carbon, according to the Governor, kunya ang climate increase sa iyang kuan, mawala kay kanang climate change good. If I have to explain, remember, naputos na ang carbon ang atmosphere. Pagputos na ana, ang adlaw inigsilang inigigo, ang heat mo padayon na sa sulod kaya di nakagawas. That's the arithmetic of climate change, which was explained by Al Gore. So that's the cause of climate change. So the first benefit that we can get from the renewable energy is wala na carbon, as Governor said. So, gaminos na ang carbon, inigigo sa adlaw, ang kuwan ko na inigigo sa adlaw sa Earth, mubanda man na siya sa taas. So, ang atmosphere, maintain stable temperature. But, puno na ang taas og carbon and other gases, pag igo sa adlaw sa Earth, di nakagawas. It would create a, kalabang sa agriculture, sama, greenhouse effect. Thank you, bright po to, pareto na ako. So pag-create the greenhouse, init na. That's the cause of climate change. And climate change is a known fact that will cause katong ni aging udet, flooding. That's the one. That's the first benefit of using renewable energy, which the province of Negros Oriental is promoting. Thank you. Did I satisfy you?
In addition, may nalaman ng ka-initiate na under this Negros Oriental dai. Hopefully the other provinces will follow. Kung mo follow ang ubang probinsya, this will become a nationwide implementation of kaning pagwala sa carbon dioxide. So ug matungog ta tibok Pilipinas na, I think maabot na sa tibok kalibutan. But after all, wala na tayo laing unsa ni angay pagabuhaton nga para pamaba nato ang temperatura tungod sa carbon dioxide emission. Kani ra gyud. Wala na ilain. Muna benepisyo nga ipasabot na ako nimo. The benefits to the people, walay mga catastrophic mga ma-experience na kay
Sige, I think si Miss Lourdes Arciaga.
before that, let me recognize, it is my privilege as governor that I will recognize Colonel Ray Lopez. Colonel Ray Lopez. He is also an expert to this discussion also. You can
Yes, sir. Sige, as lead agency, the Department of Energy, si Miss Lourdes Arciaga would like also to respond to the questions via Zoom.
Hello, good morning.
Lourdes.
Hello, good morning. Makadungog lang mo
Yeah,
sa ako,
sige.
ma'am.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, Ma'am Lourdes Arciaga is in another meeting, another national workshop with the UST and other national agencies. So this is a very good question, sir. No, formerly, before transferring here in the Visayas office, I work with the Renewable Energy Management Bureau, wherein we encourage our developers, our private partners to invest in renewable energy. And one of the incentives that the host communities, example, ang Negros Oriental, ang mga cities and municipalities that will host, for example, ang Bai City, so they will receive percentage per kilowatt hour na mabaligya sa ato ang mga developer sa mga private companies or kung kinsa ang mopalit sa ilahang kuryente. So if makabaligya sila og 5 pesos or 3 pesos per kilowatt hour, na ay percentage ang province, ang city and municipality depending on how big the capacity that has been sold. So mas maayo nga ma-encourage ta nga maghimo kay ako taga Manhuyod man ko, so mag-encourage ta og mga investor nga makatukod og mga power plants sa ato ang lugar para naatay incentives ang atong LGUs para madugang sa atong pondo in terms of
Ma'am, we know your full name, ma'am. Please introduce. No, Lourdes is not. Wala man, sige. Follow-up question from Sherlyn. Doon na kay follow-up.
Okay, yes, I would like to, what's your name, ma'am?
I'm sorry, I'm Jolly Enzamar. Science Research Specialist po sa Energy Utilization, Resource and Utilization Division. Thank you.
Okay, yes, I would like also to ask you, is it a guarantee that once renewable energy will be implemented, the electric bills will also truly be lowered?
We have to check po yung mga laws and ordinances regarding that kasi daghan man siya nga factors in terms of electricity if ma-lower siya or ma-increase. And then we have our another bureau which will tackle on this on electricity rate na sa Manila, which is the EPIMP. So in case na may mga pangutana, we can always cater that in the Department of Energy.
Thank you.
Doon na ba estimate nga power rate aning our renewable energy sa Noreco 1?
Okay, good morning once again. I just would like to comment on the rate or the price. No, we have three suppliers. We have three suppliers right now, and based on our calculation, Greencore geothermal, no, or with the EDC is reasonable, and in fact actually cheaper with other compared to other rates. So that's renewable energy. So because of the VAT component or the value added tax. So based on experience, that's what we have been paying, And I can see that I think in the near future, that will be the trend in terms of rate and will be passed on to consumers.
Thank you, sir. Sige, another related issue concerns. So we have Roy.
Good morning, dear gentlemen. So ako ang question, sorry. Subay sa atong discussion, no, and in view also sa gisulti ni Ma'am Sherlyn and sa giingon ni Sir Francel. Although ang primary impact ani is in the environment, but in the grand scheme of things, as we invite more investors here, as we increase our power availability, what about our rural electrification sa province? So do we compel our investors here to contribute para sa total electrification, labi na sa itong mga nasa kasityuhan dari sa probinsya?
Anybody would like to react?
Can I comment on that, ma'am? Can I make a
Yes,
comment?
sige, sir. Sir Leo.
Actually, we are so thankful to EDC because since last year, they have given us around 4.5 million for electrification fund. We call it 1-94 fund. So by the amount that they have given, and I think they will be continually giving because they are a generator and we are a host part of the host community. So the 4.5 million already given starting last year is allocated for our 11 districts, and we are supposed to give out around 400,000 per the 11 districts within the NOREC 1 coverage area, and that will be for electrification. Without the effect of assuming Odette did not came in last December, we should have implemented that by this month until February. But anyway, the fund is still there. We can implement that right after our massive power restoration is completed, ma'am.
That will cover how many sitios, sir, or barangays?
They have 3 sitios per district, so 3 sitios times 11 districts. That's 33 sitios lighted up because of that electrification fund granted or given by the Energy Development Corporation.
Okay, thank you very much, sir. Sige, any other reaction? Sige. If none, I'd like to ask also if this ordinance would also address the looming power crisis in the country as well as in the province. Unsa kaha atong author sa RA ordinance.
Can you repeat your question, please?
Kay mura magsigit ang ga-brown out, sir. Ang ato bang ordinance nga renewable energy maka-address ba ni sa atong looming power crisis?
Looming? What's your term?
Doon na tayo power crisis manggod, sir.
Ron?
Nationwide. So, makatabang ba ni ang this address?
Yeah. May I cut you short? Para, in a way, can the renewable energy help the supply of power? This is the very reason why the government of Negros Oriental is promoting that, because this would first protect the environment. But then once na establish yun na nato ang power, renewable energy, because we have a lot of wind, solar, and all those things, this would help ma-lessen yun ang rate, because wala naman capitalization. Ay capitalization initially, but then in the maintenance, murag gamay ni siya i-compare sa using fossil fuel and coal. But anyway, ang most important thing there is we have available source of energy that would not destroy our environment. And it can help. The answer to the question, it can help lower later, because this is the bago pa man nag-i-introduce. That's why we are crafting this ordinance so that it can be initiated nga mga sa ubang province, and it would help the whole country.
Can we have 1, 2 last reactions, questions from our colleagues? Doon na pa ba? We have from CNN, DYWC by radio. Sige, sige, Roy Bustillo.
Good morning, sir. I believe ang Negros Oriental is also partly using coal power no, from Cebu. In spite na coal energy nga supply sa Negros, we also have the renewable energy from EDC. We still have atong power rate is still high. Now, how are we going to solve this problem? No? Immediate solution, if we are going to remove the coal now power supply, how are we going to mitigate this problem, sir? Probably si Mr. Akabal could answer this. Sir Joe.
Actually, I cannot give a definite answer on that, no. But we just based on our comparison. But however, if coal power is taken out of the power mix, yeah, it's taken out of on all our RA. That's a decision by the Department of Energy. But I still believe, that with the promotion of this renewable clean energy by the DOE, they have already studied this, that in the long term, and after the investments of this will be recovered, it will really turn out or give out a reasonable, competitive, and shall I say, lower rate, sir.
Sir, how many percent coal powered and supplied for Negros?
I can only speak for Noreco 1.
Yes,
We have two suppliers for coal-powered plants, one from geothermal, and the balance around 40% is taken from the IMAP, or we call it WESM. So that's a mixed power. So that's the scenario. That's the situation for Noreco 1.
So how long time magamit ng coal, sir, or remove the coal na when? Until when the guy? Because we are not.
Actually, sir, we have an ongoing bidding. We call it CSP, competitive selection process, for the 5 co-ops of Negros Oriental, because a part or portion of our power requirements are expiring by this year, May 2022. And we have a NECA, Negros Electric Cooperatives Association, composed of 5 power electric co-ops in Negros Island, and we are negotiating for this year, because yeah, we have contracts that are expiring for this year, May 2022.
Thank you, sir.
Okay, Mr. Edu, for the rejoinder.
Yeah, I just would like to add right now, sa atong ordinance, we are required to submit an energy transition plan. You cannot eliminate coal overnight because the Philippines is still 60%, if I'm correct, no? 60% or even 70% dependent on coal. We are still importing from Indonesia. Indonesia announced nga di na siya mobiliga, pero really put overnight. Murabag siya, gapay-balo na siya nga, oy, kamo sa Pilipinas, pag andam-andam na mo, kaya di na tamo baligyan og coal. And that is exactly why we have this ordinance, because the ordinance requires the RE Council, which will be headed by our governor, to submit an energy transition plan, meaning transition from coal to RE. But that will not happen overnight. Dili na kaugma dayon wala na collapse ang ekonomi sa Pilipinas kung walay coal ugma. So the energy transition plan will be submitted by the governor to the Department of Energy. Asa naman to si Juan? So with the governor's endorsement to the DOE, that plan will be approved by the Sanggunian on how to transition, pareha ning giingon ni GM Leo, nga there will be competitive bidding. Now, if the governor will say, I want by 2025, di man na pwede by May 2022, walaon ni Dr. Akabal ang coal. So miyon si Gov nga by 2025 or whatever is the year, we should be 100% coal-free. So na siya plan. So maybe next year, Gov, hinahinay lang, maybe 10%, hinahinay ito wala. By May 2028, by year 2028 or maybe year 2030, totally coal-free na ta. So that's part of the ordinance.
Okay, sige. One last reaction, questions? If none, that ends our press con. Like to turn over to a microphone to Doc Rafi.
Daghang salamat, Ma'am Jenny Katantilos.